What do you think of the idea that Singapore's Kuan Yew and America's Donald Trump share a similar approach to leadership? It's a bold comparison, and it came straight from the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth himself, speaking at the Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore on the 31st of May. Now, before you dismiss this as just another political soundbite, let's break down exactly what Hegseth said, what it means, and whether the comparison truly holds water. According to Hegseth, both Kuan Yew and Donald Trump were leaders who championed common sense and put their own country's national interests above all else. For Kuan Yew, that approach transformed Singapore from a tiny resource-poor island into one of the most advanced and prosperous nations in the world. Hegseth credited Lee's pragmatic style and sage leadership for turning Singapore into a global financial hub within just 3 decades, an achievement few would argue against. But how does this align with Trump's leadership? Hegseth pointed to Trump's peace-through-strength strategy, arguing that Trump, like Lee, wasn't afraid to challenge outdated ways of doing things. For instance, Trump pushed European allies to strengthen their own militaries and negotiated new trade deals that were, in Hegseth's words, fairer for Americans. In the Indo-Pacific, Hegseth said Trump's common-sense approach aimed to preserve peace and stability, a goal Singapore also prioritized under Lee's leadership. But here's where the debate gets interesting. While both Lee and Trump may have shared a belief in prioritizing national interests, their methods, tone, and political legacies couldn't be more different. Kuan Yew was known for his technocratic precision, long-term planning, and careful balancing of global powers. He famously said, "Between being loved and being feared, I have always believed Machiavelli was right. If nobody is afraid of me, I'm meaningless." Trump, on the other hand, often used blunt rhetoric, controversial policies, and a more unpredictable style that divided opinions globally. Do you think their approaches really align as Hegseth claims? Or is this comparison an oversimplification? Let's also consider the geopolitical context. Kuan Yew led Singapore through the Cold War era, navigating between superpowers like the U.S. and China, while focusing on domestic stability and building a meritocratic system. Trump's policies, particularly in the Indo-Pacific, were seen as more confrontational towards China, emphasizing military strength and trade protectionism. Would Lee have endorsed such an approach? And here's a final thought. Hegseth's comments come at a time when the U.S. is recalibrating its focus on the Indo-Pacific. By drawing parallels between Trump and Kuan Yew, is Hegseth attempting to position America's foreign policy as the natural successor to Singapore's success story? Or is this a strategic narrative aimed at winning over Southeast Asian leaders wary of superpower competition? So, what do you think? Are Trump and Kuan Yew really comparable as leaders with similar visions? Or are the differences too vast to ignore? And more importantly, do you believe that America's so-called common-sense approach will bring stability to the Indo-Pacific region, or will it create new tensions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 2230 for more in-depth discussions on the latest news and international affairs. Your insights keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and see you in the next video.